Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace the trimmer line on your Black & Decker weed whacker or weed trimmer. It only takes about 1 minute, but there's a few things you'll want to keep in mind, so pay close attention. So before we get started, you just need two things to do this. You need some trimmer line that you can buy at the hardware store for pretty cheap. They have all sorts of different types. The important part is make sure you get the right size. So on the bottom of my weed whacker, it says get the .065. So that's what I got. I got this size here. And then you just need a piece of scissors or a knife or something sharp to be able to cut through the trimmer line. Okay, so before we get started, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. We do not want this thing spinning around and whacking us when we're working on it. So we're gonna go ahead and squeeze in to release the battery, pop it out. So now that the battery's been disconnected, we're gonna go ahead and remove this orange cap by squeezing on these two orange buttons on the side, and that's gonna pop off the cap. So let's pop that off. So here the cap's off, and here you can see there's a spool thingy, and this is what we're gonna wrap the wire, the trimmer line, around. So if you look closely at this spool, you can see that the arrow starts here and goes in this direction. So that's the direction we're gonna wrap the wire around. And right here at the beginning of this arrow that goes around, there's a little dot, this little hole here. We're gonna go ahead and that's where we're going to put in our trimmer line. All right, so right here, we're gonna insert this trimmer line all the way in. Give it a little push. Push it all the way in. There's a little groove here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the trimmer line inside of the groove and pull it in this way. Now we're simply gonna wrap this trimmer line in circles around the spool a lot of times in the same direction as the arrow. I'd recommend maybe doing 5 or 10 feet of trimmer line at a time. So now that you've wound up your spool, you can cut your trimmer line. So now that we've wound up the trimmer line around this spool, we're ready to reinsert it into our trimmer. So what we're going to do, this is probably the trickiest part. On the end of the trimmer here, you can see that there's this metal ring, and we're going to, from the inside, we're going to insert this right through that metal hole, insert that trimmer line. But we want to make sure that we have the arrow and the text on the top facing towards us. So we're going to go ahead and place this in. Now you can see that the text is facing up with the arrow showing the direction of the trimmer line. So that's looking good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to replace this orange cap. We're just going to insert it back into these two holes. We'll just clip right in. There we go. We're gonna put our battery back in so it clicks, and now we're gonna give it a whirl and see if it works. Well, there you have it. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.